So we're going to start seated. Come down, cross your legs. Place your hands on your knees, close your eyes, and just have a bit of a wriggle in your seat. So really ground down through both seat bones. Lift the crown of the head. Maybe pull the shoulders up so you actually squash the side of the neck, and then roll them back and down. Do that a couple of times. So pull the shoulders up, squash the side of the neck, and then pull them back and down. And you're going to go one more. Come all the way up. And then roll it back and down. And then let the shoulders settle there. So settle with space between the top of the shoulder and the base of the ear. So there's space into the side of the neck. Breathe nice and deep. So expand through the rib cage. Rising in the chest. Softening in the shoulders. And just really feel down into the seat bones. So see if you can sink your seat further down into the ground. So you really anchor down. And then from that really firm foundation, you have more of a chance to lift taller. So because your seat is stronger, you can lift against that more. So really lengthen through the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. Nice, easy breath still. So you might start to let those breaths get a bit bigger. They want to be more energetic as we go. So they start to warm the body up from the inside out. I'm going to think about something. So a couple of days before I did this run, I spoke to a friend that's an osteopath, much more, I would say, much more holistic and into the whole mind-body connection than I am. And I spoke to him about a niggle I had. And I said, I'm really worried. I'm like overthinking it. And he said, that's exactly what you're doing. You're overthinking it and you're thinking about that pain and you're just feeding the pathway. So it's getting worse and worse. And he said to me, feel it. And it might be really intense. That's okay. You're going to feel it. And you want to try and let that intensity spread out until it spreads out so big that it's not quite as encompassing and it doesn't feel as painful or as intense. So when we stretch today, I want you to try and think that. We'll come into some long, slower, heavy, but strong stretches. And I want you to feel that intensity of them at first. And then you're trying to almost let that intensity melt away. So just take the left arm out to the side, reach the right arm up to the side and take a big stretch through that right side body. So really feel it stretching into the waist. Push that right seat bone down and reach the right fingertips over. So feel it pull and stretch and then take it a bit further. Let that stretch spread out. So let it get bigger. And then bring it back up to the center and just take it over to the other side. So right hand down, left arm lifts and come all the way over to the right side. So really push the left seat bone down and find that length into the left side body. So feel the stretch and then try and make it bigger. Try and make the stretch longer. And then come back, interlace the hands behind the lower back once you're up into a seated position. Reach the knuckles back behind you. Lift the chest forwards. Maybe look up to the ceiling, depends how you feel in the neck. But really pulling the shoulders down, trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together and pull them down the back. So feel them slide down. So it's this really active squeeze across the back of the body, meaning there's more length and opening through the front. And then release off of that. Come over to all fours, hands and knees. This is where I'm going to move a little bit gingerly. So hands and knees down on the floor. Spread the hands out. You want to be able to see the mat between the fingertips. Inhale, open the chest, look forwards, pull the shoulders down. Exhale, arch and round. Feel that pulling in, scooping in through the abdominals. Inhale forwards, open the chest, sliding the shoulders down, squeezing between the shoulder blades. Exhale, arch and round. Feel that length through the back of the body. Really think like an angry cat trying to round through the upper back. Inhale, take it forwards. And exhale, arch and round. Go last one forwards. And then arch and round. Neutralize out through the spine. Tuck the toes and move back into downward facing dog. So lifting up through the hips, stretching down through the heels, trying to push the heels towards the floor. They don't have to touch the floor, but the intention of lengthening the heels away from you, lifting the hips up towards the sky. So you really feel that down the back of the hamstrings. And again, if it feels really intense, try and think about that stretch, not just where it is locally, but spreading it all the way down the backs of the legs and maybe all the way up around the hips and down the spine. So the intensity of it spreads out and it's not quite as uncomfortable, but there's still a stretch. There's still the intention there to really open through the back of the body. Keep the left foot down to the ground, reach the right leg up to the sky. See how high you can lift that right leg. And then bend the right knee. Try and bring the right heel to the back of the right hip. So you're opening through the right thigh. Trying to pull the right heel to touch the back of the hip. So you're closing the gap between the calf and the hamstring. And then slowly swap to the other side. So place the right foot down. Take the left leg all the way up, lifting that left leg nice and high. And then bending the left knee, trying to bring the left heel to the back of the left hip. Hold that for 3, 2, push into both hands. 1, bring the left foot down. Walk the feet towards the hands. Knees can bend quite significantly. They don't have to stay straight. So allow the body to bend. Allow the body to fall forwards. Weight of the head and the shoulders pour forwards. Don't try and hold that or resist gravity. Let gravity take over and rock the body weight forwards. Just the left hand stays down. Knees are as bent as they need to be. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Open the chest to the right side of the room. Try and look towards the ceiling. Try and pull that right shoulder back so more of the chest faces the right side of the room. And then you're going to bring that right hand down. Take the left arm up. Open the chest to face the left side of the room. Reaching across the arms. Pulling that left shoulder back and then slowly bring it down. From there, pushing into the feet, scooping through the abdominals, roll up through the spine. Slowly take your time. Once you roll to standing, take the hands to the lower back, interlace and stretch them back, open the chest. Big inhale. Big exhale, release the arms down by the side, chin in, roll back down. So this pattern of rolling through the back of the body, lifting up and then opening the chest. We'll go once more from that forward fold, roll up to standing. Take your time, there's no rush. You're curling up through the spine. And then you're going to stand tall, sweep the hands to the lower back, interlace the hands, reach the knuckles away, open the chest. And then just really simply let that go. Arms down by the side, chin into chest, roll it backwards, roll it forwards. Hands all the way down to the floor. Placing both hands down, step back into downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. All the way forwards to a plank position. Hold that plank position. So pulling the waist in, shoulders are over the wrists. Scoop the navel in towards the spine. So really try not to let the front of the body come down, but try and lift it back inwards and upwards. And then you're going to rest the knees to the floor. Lower all the way down to the ground. Point the toes away, stretch the legs out. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, same amount of strength as at the start. Exhale, lower back down. 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. All you can. Feel the pinch between the shoulders. Exhale, let it go back down. Third and final one. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Hold this one. Lift the feet off the floor as well. Squeeze the glutes, lifting the feet, lifting the chest. Strong, stretch the toes away and let it go. Stretch back into a child's pose. So push into the hands, bend the knees and take it all the way back to a child's pose. Forehead to the floor. Belly pushing into the thighs as you breathe. Nice big breaths. Really making some space through the chest. Feel the breath expand. And then almost feel the breath collapse. Feel the breath expand. And then let it go. Rise up to all fours. From there, just step your right foot forwards. Keep the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And then move into that left hip. So slowly taking it forwards, not rushing, just slowly moving the hips forwards. Notice if your shoulders are squashing the neck, just soften them down a little so it's not quite as intense or compressive around the neck. And really slowly feel that stretch in the hip. If you can't feel it, you want to squeeze that left glute and really try and emphasize tucking the tailbone under. Then it should make you feel that into the thigh. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right hand, right hip. Left arm stretches over to the right side so we get a side bend. You're side bending away from that left hip over to the right. Feel the length and the stretch through the side body and at the same time through the left thigh. Slowly bring it back up. Both hands come down to the floor. Stay there with your back knee rested on the floor, if you like, or you can tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. I can't tuck the back toes, but you can. I don't think I can. You can tuck. Oh no, I can't. I'll have to stay on my knee. You can tuck the back toes. I don't think I'm going to have my toenails for very long, so slight issue there. But you're trying to feel that length through the left hip with or without the back knee on the floor. And then take your left hand slightly wider, so it might be half off your yoga mat, half on. Reach your right arm up to the sky and open the chest. Lift those right fingertips as high as you can take them. So really stretch open across the chest. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bring that right hand down. If your back knee isn't rested, then rest it down. Take your right knee next to your left knee. So we're on both hands, both knees. Arch and round through the spine. Pull the belly in and then roll a big circle through the spine. So trying to move as much as you can around the spine, around the rib cage. So it doesn't have to look uniform. It doesn't have to look how you think anyone else's does. But I just want you to really open the sides of the body. So we do a lot of forwards and backwards. I don't want us to miss out the sides, and then change the direction. All the way around. Mobilize as much as you can. And then we're going to pause. From there, you're just going to step the left foot forwards and reach the arms up to the sky. Lifting up. And you're very slowly going to move in to that right hip. You're going to go forwards and feel the stretch through the right thigh. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Big breath in and out. Take the left hand to the left hip and reach that right arm over so you get a side bend as well. Side bend and the front of the right hip. So don't neglect the forward motion. When you come into that side stretch, don't forget about moving forwards as well. You want to keep that stretch going forwards. Bring it back up. Take both hands down to the floor. And then again, your choice, you're either here with the back knee rested, or you tuck the back toes, so you lift the back knee off. Yeah, you know what to do. Tuck the back toes, maybe straighten the back leg, or just keep it down. There's still a good opening through that right hip. Still a significant amount of space through that right hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take your right hand a little further out to the right side. Reach your left arm up, open across the chest. Reach those left fingertips high. So as much space as you can across the collarbones. Starting to twist and open through the spine, across the chest. And then bring that right hand down. Take your left knee back. So again, we come to both hands and knees. And you're going to keep your spine flat. So we're not rounding now, flat spine. Squeeze your left shoulder down to your left hip to open the right side. So you've got this kind of C shape. And then you're going to go other way. Right shoulder squeezes down to right hip. So like cat-cow, but think we're going side to side rather than front and back. You're going to go one more each side, or finish off where you are. Make sure it feels like you're nice and balanced. Okay, and then from there, tuck the toes, go back into downward facing dog. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Give the head a little bit of a shake. Loosen off through the neck. Just make sure you're not carrying too much stress or tension through the back of the neck. Try and extend the heels down to the floor. Remember that idea of finding the sensation of the stretch and then spreading it out so it's not quite as local, not quite as specific. Stretch it all the way down the backs of the legs. Bring your right foot forwards. Step your right foot forwards. Keep the back knee lifted. Coming into a high lunge. Reach the arms up to the sky. So you want to move into that left thigh, slowly trying to take the left hip forwards. You're on the ball of that back foot. So I can't quite lift up because at the moment I struggle to push onto my toes, but I want you to make sure that you are pushing on the ball of the foot. You're not actually stretching that heel away. So you're like in this position without my weight. So you are coming forwards. Lifting the arms up, softening the shoulders. Reach the left arm forwards, right arm back. So there's this twist over to the right side of the room, and you're trying to open across the chest. As much space as you can. Bring your right hand and take it behind the body to the left hip. So you're trying to wrap it around your back. Hold it here, stay here, or reach the left arm up to the sky. More of a stretch through that left side. Right hand is just kind of hanging out there. We don't need it for anything, just want to move it out of the way. And then come back to your normal high lunge. So face forwards, both arms up to the sky. And then take your right arm forwards, turn your left toes out, warrior two. Bend into that right knee. Going towards 90 degrees in that right knee. Pushing into the feet. We spoke about this the other day. Pull in through the arches, push down into the feet. So use the toes, the ball of the foot, the heel, the outside edge, but lift from that inner arch. Right knee doesn't come any higher. Keep it that bent. Flip your right palm, reach and reverse. Big stretch. I'm going to hold it here and feel that stretch into the side of the body. Take your right fingertips back. Lengthen through those right fingertips. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. One more breath. Exhale, come forwards, rest that right elbow onto your right thigh and sweep the left arm up and over. I just want you to, when you rest it there though, don't rest and kind of dump all the weight down into it. Rest and lift away, so that actually I could lift this and it not make too much difference. Try and bend more into that right knee. I know it challenges the right inner thigh, but push yourself to do that. Bring it all the way up. Both legs straight, both arms straight. Reach them out to the side. Turn the right toes in. And then fold the body all the way down. Hands to the floor. Body folds forwards. And you try and tip the weight into the toes. So instinctively, we want to hang back with the weight in the heels. But I want you to try and edge it forwards to the toes. Relaxing the body forwards. Pouring the body weight forwards. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. In this forward fold, you can take both hands to the lower back, interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles up towards the sky if you like. You don't have to. You might just want to stay with the hands on the floor. And then slowly, hands to the floor, curl up through the spine. So bend the knees, slowly round and roll all the way up, coming to standing. Turn the right toes out, so turn the right toes forwards, reach the arms out, hinge from the right hip, so lengthen into your triangle, right hand down, left arm up. So if you have a block, use a block. You're on the shin maybe, you might be down at the ankle, but don't compromise the length of the right side of the body to get down. It doesn't matter. You can stay nice and high if that helps you keep a straight line through the spine. When you're there, if you want a bit more, you're going to push into the right heel and lift the toes off the floor. So you're just balancing down through that right heel. Space across the arms, constantly thinking about extending the wingspan. Big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly keep the right leg straight. Hands come down to the floor. You might need to shuffle the feet. Bend as much as you can into the back knee. Ooh, and straighten that right leg. So you've got the left knee bent, right leg straight. Doesn't matter how far you come down. You just find, just find a stretch for you. As long as you can feel a stretch. That left heel might have lifted. The intention is to have it down, but don't worry if it lifts. We're not, we're all very different. It doesn't really matter. Where you want to feel it is a big stretch down the inside of that right thigh. And then in the most graceful way you can, because my demonstration is not going to be graceful, you're going to make your way back to downward facing dog. So just come all the way to the top of the mat with the hands, and however you need to, step back into downward facing dog. So you find that stretch. Have a pedal through the feet. Have a nod through the head. Yes. A bit of a shake around. No. Loosen off through the back of the neck. Breathing in and breathing out. All on the other side. So big step forwards with the left foot. Bringing that left foot forwards. Keeping the right knee off the floor and coming into a high lunge. Bringing the arms up to the sky. Lifting up. Remember, you're a bit more on the back toes than I am, so you're a bit more on the ball of the foot. I can hear 4 paws running around, so hopefully she's not going to break through the door and come and see us. Soften the shoulders. Keep the chest lifted. Keep both hip bones shooting and facing forward. So think about that. Try not to let them be open to the right, especially that right hip. Keep it facing forwards. And then you're going to go right arm forwards, left arm back. You're into that twist across the body. You're holding that, reaching the right arm forward, stretching the left arm back. Left hand comes to the lower back and then the right hip. So it just kind of holds behind your back. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And you get a good stretch into the obliques. So into that right side of the waist, through the rib cage. Feel that stretch. And then back to your high lunge. So face it forwards, really slowly, really smoothly. Warrior two. I'm just going to move so I can see you, but you want left arm forwards, right arm back, and a bend in the left knee. So you're here, just easier for me to see this way. Stretch the arms out. Try and go into that front thigh so you feel the work, but you're able to hold it. So go a little bit lower than you think you can. Flip the left palm, reach up, reverse. We'll hold it here for 2 extra breaths. So you get a chance to feel that stretch coming into the side of the body. Stretching through the obliques, the waist, the rib cage, and then maybe even under the shoulder, into the arm. And bring it all the way back. Rest the left elbow. Sweep the right arm up and over. Stretch those right fingertips away from you so that you're not pushing weight down into that left elbow. Maybe even see if you can lift it and then place it down. From there, use the strength of the waist. Lift yourself all the way up. Oh, she's got the door. The door doesn't fully shut, so I can hear it when her nose nudges it. Bring your toes in and lean forwards into that fold. So come all the way forwards, wide legs. Body weight comes forwards, pouring forward. So trying to let it tip into the toes, the front of the feet. Allow the hamstrings to lengthen. Even if your knees are bent, you feel like you're not folding that far forwards, just cradle opposite elbows and just rock that side to side. So use some momentum to see if you can lengthen more around the side of the waist and the lower back. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly let that go and roll up to standing. Pulling the waist in, rolling all the way up. Coming up to stand. And then turn your left toes out, both arms out wide. That left hand reaches you into triangle, so you lengthen from the left hip. So what I just want to demonstrate, what a lot of people do is they come down like this. They kind of, I guess, side bend down. But I want you to really stretch and then come down. So this left hip is like a pivot point. You're going to reach and then come down. Maybe hand to the shin, hand to a block. Only if you can keep this a straight line, so it's your left armpit to your left hip, then you can come further down, but don't like side bend to get further down, because then you just defeat the object of keeping the spine nice and straight. And then maybe you're lifting those toes, your left toes, and you're pushing down through that left heel as a little challenge. And then carefully, both hands to the floor, and you're bending your right knee as much as you can. Laughing so I don't cry. You're bending that right knee as much as you can and straightening that left leg. And we're going to be here for the rest of the class because I don't think I can move. So you want to feel that length all the way down the inside of the left leg. Take 3 big breaths in and out. If you're there really comfortably, you can feel free to practice without your hands and trying to lift your chest a bit taller. So trying to hold a taller spine, maybe. If you need your hands, that's absolutely fine. Okay, and then you slowly make your way into your downward facing dog. So walk your hands around to the top of the mat and step back into downward facing dog. And we're going to hold it there, pedal through the feet and take a few deep breaths. Shake out through the head, around the neck, soften around the shoulders. You can take a big breath in and a big sigh out if you like. A big breath in
And a big sigh out. Walk your feet forwards, coming forward. So you're in this fold, bending the knees so deep that you can rest the belly on the thighs. So a bit like a child's pose, but we're standing. There's a resting element to the fold. And I know if you're a bit newer to the practice and you feel like you're quite stiff, you don't believe me that there's an element of rest here, but just stick with it. Bend into the knees nice and deep, and it will come. From there, pushing into the feet, slowly rolling up to standing, taking your time, no rush whatsoever, pulling in through the waist.
Dad, can you hear that? Dad just started singing sex bomb, sex bomb. I don't know how good my microphone is. Right, we're going to balance. Bring your right knee into your chest. Take your arms out wide. Twist, left arm forwards, right arm back. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Reach your right fingertips back. So stretch through your right fingertips and hold that twist. So you're pushing down into your left foot and reaching your right fingertips back. Now, as you come back to center, keep the right knee in the chest. Take the arms out wide. Bend the left knee and bring the right knee over. So like you're crossing your legs and you're sat on a chair. And then bring your hands into either a V. If you can wrap the arms in an eagle bind, so you can sweep the right arm under and bind like that. But if that's too much to think about, just cross. Try and bend deeper into the knees. Some of you might tuck these right toes behind the calf. So it'd be like a double wrap, but there is no way, Jose, that is happening here today. Okay, slowly come up. Bring that right knee back into the chest. So I know it's strong on the left leg. Hands into a prayer position. Lean forwards, kick your right leg back. So you're balancing on that left leg. Lean forwards, kick back. Left knee can bend a little. Take your hands to the floor. Reach that right leg up to the sky. Lift as high as you can. Those of you who want to might walk the hands around the back of the left ankle and pull themselves further into that balance. To rest out of it, you're bringing the right foot down, bending both knees nice and soft, and rolling up to standing as slowly as you can. Come all the way up and shake that out. So just give it a bit of a shake out. Okay, other side. Balancing on your right leg. Bring your left knee into the chest. Take the arms out wide. So first of all, really think about pushing down into that right foot. Spin the body over to the left. So right arm comes forwards, left arm back. And then your right hand comes outside of the left knee and you're reaching your left fingertips back. So really, Kate, spin the other way. Yeah, that's it. Really reaching back through those left fingertips. Challenge to keep the knee there as you come back to center. Arms are out wide. Left knee crosses over and you come into a seat. And then maybe you hold a V or you wrap the left arm under. I'm just going to close this door a bit better. So you balance there. Breathe in and breathe out. Sorry for this noise. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, you're going to come out of that. Keep the knee in the chest. Hands in prayer. Kick back, lean forwards. So your right leg is doing a lot of work. You should be feeling that now. And then you're going to let the hands come all the way down to the floor.
Keep reaching that left leg high. You're there for 3. Maybe you hold the back of the ankle, pulling yourself into that balance for 2. On 1, slowly, both feet come down. And from there, you can bend the knees and have a seat on the floor. I just need to lower myself into that. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Think about pushing the knees down, sorry. So think about big breath in, lifting tall. Big breath out, push the knees down. Go 5 times there, all the way in, all the way out. Really push them down, all the way in, all the way out. 2 more, tall breath. Knees push down. Tall breath. Knees push down. And then holding onto the front of the ankles now, you can pull yourself forwards. So the knees are still out to the side. You're pulling yourself forwards. Maybe the arms reach out. It's up to you. And you fold the body forwards. So really let the body weight come forwards. Stretching. Knees moving out so the hips keep stretching. Pouring yourself forwards. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more breath in and out. Come up, walk yourself back. Take both legs out wide. So just open the legs out. If you really feel like here, you really slump back, just stick a little cushion or something under you so that you're a tiny bit lifted. It will just help you a little bit. Don't worry if you've not got one. Reach the arms up to the sky. Hands are in knuckles, so you're making a knuckle fist. And you're going to lean over to the right, sweep the knuckles all the way around to the front of the room, bring it round to the left, and come all the way up. So there's a bit of core control here as we challenge and mobilize around the waist. So you're going to go 3 in each direction. And each time you take it a bit further forwards, so you'll feel the hamstring stretch kick in. So don't rush it. If you go nice and slow, there's a real job to control that movement through the core and through the shoulders as well, actually. After you've done 3 in one way, you're just going to pause and go 3 the other way. And go one more big one. Or finish off if you want to make sure you're nice and balanced. And you might need to do an extra one. That's fine. Come all the way up. Relax the arms down. Bring your left foot to the inside of the right thigh. So you're sat with the foot touching the inside of the thigh. Bring your right hand across. So right hand across the body to the outside. Reach your left arm up to the sky. And then imagine you're trying to bring it over to the right toes. So you're coming all the way over, and there's a big side bend stretch into the left. Now, what you might be able to do, that right elbow, if you can see here, you might be able to push that into your thigh. So notice how it changes from here. Now, if I push into my right tricep, I can open the side of the body more. So it's almost like you're leaning back, like you're leaning against a wall. Take another big breath. And then slowly come back up to a seat. Keep the legs as they are. Take your left hand just beyond the left hip. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Point your right toes. Lift the hips off the floor and stretch the right toes away. Reach that right arm overhead. So you have one long stretch through the right side of the body. Reaching out through the right fingertips. Big breath in.
Big breath out. Slowly bring it down. And then switch. Left leg out. Right leg in. Left hand across the body. Reach your right arm up to the sky. And then you're going to lean over. Right hand trying to come over to the left toes. And notice if the body wants to come forwards, maybe use that left elbow to push and spiral the chest open. If that's a bit too much, just think about trying to lift the rib cage to the ceiling. So lifting the right ribs. Big long stretch into the side of the body. When you get this, when you feel where this is really stretching, it's one of my favorites because I find it a very rewarding stretch. It's a tricky area to get into your lower back sometimes and to get into the lower back / the side of the waist to really open. But I feel like this does the job. Okay, then slowly come back up. Take your right hand down, point the left toes, lift your left arm up to the sky, push into the right hand and lift. Stretch that back for 3. Point the left toes away for 2. And on 1, slowly bring it down. All the way down. Both legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake. And then plant them to the floor. So you've got room to roll back. That's where we're going to go eventually. Reaching the arms out. You can bring the feet together so the toe knuckle touches, the inner heel touches, and the knees squeeze together as well. Pull the waist in. Roll down to about halfway. Hold it. Pull the belly in. Lift yourself back up. So that's as far as we're going. For 4 more. You're going to roll down. Hold it. Pull the belly in. Lift back up. 3 more. Hold it. Squeeze the knees together. Lift back up. Think about when you're in a chair position in yoga and I tell you to squeeze from your knees to your pelvis. Same strength through the legs. Squeeze, engage, and hold. Last one. Going down. Squeeze, engage, lift back up. Now stretch the legs out. Point the toes, squeeze from the toes to the ankles, to the knees, to the pelvis. Roll all the way down. Slowly down. Slowly down. Take your time. And stretch it back. 1 full long body stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Take a nice big long inhale. And a big exhale. Lift both legs up to the sky. You can bend the knees a little. They don't have to be super straight. From here, inhale, lift the arms up. Try and tap towards the ankles or the toes. Exhale, lower that back down. Move really slow so the legs stay where they are to start with. Inhale, you're going to lift up. Try and reach higher than you did last time. Exhale, lower that down. Inhale, lift up. Come higher than you did last time. Exhale, lower. Last one like this. So lift up, reach, and lower. Now, next time you lift up and reach, the right leg will stretch away. So you're going to lift up, reach, take the right leg away. Hold it. Bring the leg back. Lie back down. Lift all the way up, stretch the left leg away. Hold it, pull the belly in. And then legs together, all the way back down. Once more each side. Right leg stretches away. Bring it back. Left leg stretches away. And bring it back. Relax the arms back down and then interlace the hands behind the head. Bend the knees. Heels together, toes stick out. So you have that V shape through the feet. We're going to lift up,
From there, straighten the legs out, squeeze all the way from the heels to the pelvis. Bend the knees, come back to the starting place. Stretch the legs out, squeeze. Bend the knees, come back to the starting place. Make sure the shoulders are lifted. Just 3 more. And back. 2 more. And back. Last one. And back. Hug the knees into the chest. Lie the shoulders back to the floor. Rest the head. Keep the right knee into the chest. Let the left leg go all the way down to the floor and relax the left leg when it gets there. So give the left leg a shake. Pulling that right knee in nice and close. Give a rock from side to side. Keeping it in very close to the body. Take your right arm out to the side. So keeping that right knee as close as you can with the left hand twist. So you're bringing the right knee across, but keeping it in nice and close to the body. And then there's a full spinal twist. Maybe a click through the back. Opening through that right shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you twist, can you pull that right shoulder back more? As you exhale, can you come further into the twist? For 3. Exhale. For 2. Exhale. For 1. Exhale. And come back. Hugging the knee in nice and close. And then holding onto the back of the thigh, kick that right leg up to the sky, kick the heel away. So really emphasize trying to pull the toes back and kick the heel. So if the foot was to touch the ceiling, it would be the heel that touched the ceiling first, not the toes. So that's really active. Now you can totally relax the foot. See if you can bring the leg further in. So we're just changing a bit between the two. You can try active again, kicking the heel away. And then you can try relaxed. Active. And relaxed. Take that right leg all the way down. Place it next to the left leg. Give it a little bit of a shake. Notice how the right leg feels in comparison to the left. And then bring the left knee in. Hug it in nice and close. So we start trying to squeeze it into the body and just massaging side to side. So a shift from left to right. And then I don't have the space here, but you're going to hold on to that knee, take your left arm out to the side and pull the knee across the body over to the right for a twist. So you would take that knee all the way over to the floor. Feel the twist through the spine. Settle that left shoulder down and breathe into that twist. The inhale is almost like a breath to prepare and lengthen, and then your exhale is the one that helps you go a bit deeper. And then when you're ready, let it come back. Kick that left leg up to the sky, holding behind the left thigh. And you just play with an active stretch where the toes are pulling back to the face and the heel is driving away. And then a more passive stretch where the foot relaxes. We go active and passive. Play with that a couple of times. Keep the stretch on the hamstring. So keep trying to pull that leg in towards the body. Breathing in and breathing out. Take one more breath in and out. Slowly lower the left leg all the way down next to the right leg. So now both legs should be quite nice and relaxed. You're going to bend the knees. There should be plenty of space around the hips, pushing into the feet, arms down by the side. Drive the hips up to the sky. So we have one back bend here, but we're going to hold it for a good while. Push down into the feet. Tuck the tailbone and squeeze your glutes. So I want you to use the glutes to carry the hips off the floor. Maybe close the eyes and think about whether you're a bit stronger in the left or the right, or are they quite balanced? Are they even? Are you lifting both hips to the same height? Or maybe is one foot taking more weight? Or is one shoulder taking more weight? Balance it all out. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Roll that down. So massage your spine to the floor. Really easy, really gentle. And then, like we did in our chair, cross the right leg over. So right leg over left, like you're crossing your legs. And then what you're going to do is reach over both knees and try and pull both knees in. So you might use knees, you might use shins, or you might use feet, but you're basically trying to squeeze those knees into the chest. It doesn't have to look overly impressive, but I want you to feel a stretch in the right hip. So if you're not feeling it in the right hip, maybe reach down a bit further and go for the shins. That might help you, but it does want to be quite a nice, strong stretch into that right hip. You might feel it into the left too, but it's around that right hip. Okay, let that go and just simply cross to the other side. And then reach over. Can you grab knees or maybe it's shins, whatever it is, and pull it in. Try and keep your head down. Feel that stretch into the outside of the left hip. If you can't feel it, go a bit lower with the grip. Okay, and then you're just going to release that. Plant both feet to the floor. Give both legs a little bit of a shake. Wriggle them around. And then soles of the feet together and knees fall out to the side if that's comfortable for you. It isn't for everyone though. So if that isn't, just stretch the legs out and let the arms fall out to the side. You decide where you'd like to finish the practice, where you'd like to close out the practice and just take a few deep breaths, maybe feet together or maybe legs outstretched. And your hands might be down by the side or they might lift onto the belly. You decide. We're here for a good little while, just allowing the body to relax and allowing the nervous system to calm down, giving everything a chance to just slow down and be still. And although most of the body is still, we can feel this flow in the chest, we can feel the breath and the energy that the breath brings. And in the same way I spoke about the intensity of a stretch traveling out, I want you to feel the movement of the breath traveling out. So it's not just the chest that's rising and falling, but that makes the belly shift, might make the lower back shift, might help you relax through the hips, down through the knees and the ankles. So easy breath, soften. Just make sure you're relaxed into the jaw, around the eyes. That's something I say a lot, but I don't think I've said that in this practice. So just soften, make sure you're not clenching the teeth together or you're not gripping the tongue to the roof of the mouth. These tiny little actions that actually carry quite a lot of physical tension and we don't realize. So just soften that area. And then start to breathe a little bit bigger so that it brings more movement into the chest, more movement into the body. If your knees are out to the side and your feet are together, now just stretch so you meet everyone with the legs stretched out. And I want you to wriggle into the fingers and the toes. Roll into the wrists and the ankles. Be considerate for the furniture around you, but you can take the arms out, reach them overhead.
Have a good long full body stretch if you've got the space. And then bring that into a small ball, squeeze everything in, hug everything in. And then in some way, you're just going to rock that up to a seat. Sit nice and tall, drawing the shoulders back, lifting through the crown of the head. Hands can lay wherever they rest most comfortably, in the lap or on the knees. And just like we started, we'll take one shoulder shrug. So you're going to squeeze the shoulders into the side of the neck, feel that tension. And then as you roll the shoulders back, let the tension disperse. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Hands to prayer heart center. Thank yourself for practicing this evening. Thank you for making the time to come and join us. Sorry, you probably couldn't hear it. I probably shouldn't have said anything, but I heard my dad singing to the dog at one point, and I thought, oh no, maybe you can hear it.